Scott, are you doing the affirmation and treatment this morning? I've got the wrong sheet here. You're doing what? You're the moment of peace. Well, how appropriate. Angelica, moment of peace. Scott. Yes. We are ready.
Let's gather, everybody.
Everyone's sleeping in after the weekend. Where's Donna? She usually goes and rings the little bell. I'm going to go ring the little bell.
We're all on Humboldt time today after yesterday's sale. Wasn't it in the podium before? The rattle. I like the rattle.
Ah.
It's like
Boy, everybody got tired and decided they needed a day's of rest.
Oh, you found it.
it was in the podium.
How much have we collected for this mural?
Slowest race in the world.
What is he saying? What did he say?
I guess I'll be sitting here.
Rick, I am here. Spam a lot that says I'm not dead yet.
So there was probably a lot.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome home. Glad you're here.
Had to come to rest.
Yeah. What a big day. 2 days. We'd like to start our service with an acknowledgement of the native lands we are on. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities throughout most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. And we're honoring them on our mural. I'll get to that in a little bit. Okay.
Rick, may I make a visual adjustment? This bothers me. Thank you, Donna.
Our resident interior decorator.
I was the last person out of this room last night, and it was perfect. Now it's perfect again.
Thank you.
Get centered.
I feel much better.
Get centered.
Okay. Let's see. When we turn to someone this morning, let's say, I'm exhausted. What a full weekend. Or let's see, I feel re-energized today.
To see you here.
And I'm glad to see you here. Let's say this together. We are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. I feel re-energized today. Re-energized, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Here's our, backing up. Here's our weekly schedule. So take a moment to soak it in. We're back on track with everything.
However, Oh, well, I'll do it when you get to the slide for the class.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I am going to ask Angelica to come up here and say a few words.
I am so impressed with the work that everyone did over the last few weeks, and especially the last 2 days. I didn't participate in some of the work because I was sick, but it was amazing. I mean, Anna just told me that how fast everything got cleared up and reset up. And for those 2 of you that are new this morning, our crowd is usually much bigger. But I swear to God, there's at least 30 people that I have to write thank you notes for, or not that I have to, that I'm going to, who I'm sure are saying what a few have already texted me, I just can't make it this morning, because they worked really hard for quite a while. So I believe that right now, for those of you that are new, we had what our annual Twice Nice sale, which meant that this room, that room, the social hall, and the parking lot were full of stuff. And it takes a lot of work to put one of those on. However, it happens to be our biggest fundraiser. I believe that just in the cash, there was like $9,000. Yeah. And it doesn't, now this is just hearsay. I got this message from Catherine yesterday. That did not count the credit cards or the debit cards and something else. So there's still more to come, which you will find out next Sunday. But I am so grateful to absolutely everybody. If you're on Zoomers, those of you who were here volunteering, and those of you who are here that volunteered, just about everybody in here that I can see did. I'm just so grateful that we as a community can come together like this and support the larger community. You know, our Twice Nice Sale is really well known. People have stopped us in the parking lot a few weeks ago and said, oh, is the sale going to be soon? You know, they get all excited about it. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, new class coming up in June. Power of decision.
It was supposed to start this week. I'm going to push it off till next week
Okay,
because we need some more people to sign up.
okay. Crafternoon, Friday, 6:21. Does anyone head that up? Is that just if people
Me.
show up? You hit it up,
Wait,
okay.
I just opened the door and let people show up.
Okay,
I mean, we've had crocheters and colorers and painters, and one time Michelle came and made paper while we were there. So it's fun, and we all just get together and talk and do our crafts.
all right. The Redwood Pride Pancake Breakfast is back, and that's a very popular thing. That's starting June 22nd in the social hall, $15.
It'll happen June, July, and August.
June, July, and August.
One Saturday a month. And they make a really good breakfast.
Do they make gluten-free pancakes?
Do they do what?
I think they do.
Yes,
I think they
gluten-free
do.
pancakes, meatless sausage. I mean, they honor everybody's eating stuff. And it's a young group, so it's fun to support them.
And they were on the news last night, and our name popped out.
Oh, it did? Oh, cool.
Okay, the mural. We are now collecting donations for the mural, and this is what it looks like, and we have 10 squares so far. 10 have been bought. They're $22 a square, And you sign your name, and then you put your initials or your name on the squares that you want to be yours. And then when the mural's done, you can go up and point to it and go, that's my square. And when you make out a check or a donation online, just notate in the memo section that it's for the mural.
And for those of you who don't know, it's gonna be on the parking lot side of the building.
How much is each square?
$22 a square,
How many squares are there?
164.
I think it's like 2,200 squares.
Oh, no. Okay.
Just for anybody that doesn't know, we've
Come on up.
been talking about having a mural on that wall out there for a long time. And this year, is the last year for the outdoor art festival, Eureka Outdoor Art Festival. You know, and during this week, or a couple weeks, they paint murals all over the place. And we got picked. I put an application in for us to do it, and we got picked. We had sort of a choice of artists, but the artist they chose for us, her name is Lacey Dane. Her art is beautiful. If you go online and you look up, Google Lacey Dane and see her website, she does fabulous art. And she's had some great conversations with Rick while I was gone about, well, what are we all about? You know, and what kind of things do you want in here? And then she came up with the design. So it won't look exactly like that, you know, but it will look really similar to that. And I just realized there's no cat on that picture.
Ask her to add one. Yeah. Ask her to
Cat
add one.
whisperer speaks.
No, I don't want him to be after the birds. I told Rick, oh, those poor crows, they have to fly forever.
Ravens.
Ravens, yeah. But isn't that a beautiful design? And that just, when I saw it, the first iteration of it, it just lifted my heart so much. And I know we're gonna drive up and we're gonna go, wow, that's beautiful. And I went and asked the neighbors across the street. They haven't seen this picture yet. But he said, oh yeah, that'd be great to have a mural over there, so. I'm excited. This will be the last week of July and August when it gets painted.
Now, I asked her to do some acknowledgement of the Wiat people, and she said, I can't do the symbols or the people. They have all sorts of restrictions. We couldn't even put our logo up there. But she did include a Wiat canoe, and you can barely see it here, but you'll be able to easily see it when it's painted. It's under the little tree on the left, on a little island. There's an owl, yes. June sale, book sale. 2 books by Andrew Newberg and Mark Waldman. They have a regular column in the Science of Mind magazine. They're specialists in the brain and how our brain works.
Brain power.
What? Brain nerds?
Brain power.
Oh, brain power. Okay. Our little pantry, always open to receiving new goods. No ramen, please. That still holds. No ramen. Okay. Doesn't anyone take the ramen? I would think everyone would.
eat it.
Oh, good.
We just get large quantities and we have to say stop for a while on that.
Okay. Okay.
Once we reload it in there, we'll know better, but it's all in the practitioner's room right now, so I don't know if people.
I was wondering where it all went.
Yeah, I wonder if people would
Back
be
to the
willing to
U-Haul
help
truck.
move it back out to the other.
Did some of our books get saved too? Because I noticed all the
I
shelves
don't
were
know the
empty.
bookstore, but usually the shelves are in the hall.
Oh,
We have a lot down in the basement still.
oh, okay.
And there's a bunch probably still in the U-Haul trailer truck that is down here in the alley
Oh,
because it didn't get all emptied out. So
Oh.
we're either gonna put it in the basement.
Update.
Rose was unable to connect with everyone who had promised to take all the leftover stuff. So we have our U-Haul truck downstairs with a lot of stuff still in it. We're gonna either put it in the basement and slowly disperse it among Discovery Shop, Tailwaggers, and other places like that. Maybe even drive the truck there tomorrow, without unloading it. Rose is gonna be here before service is over, she said. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And even if we have to pay another $100 or so to keep the U-Haul a little bit longer. But I'm getting tired of this whole little dude here, you know? This is a little guy from Madagascar I found with the kids' toys. And every time you pick him up, he says, I like to move it, move it. I'm getting tired of moving it. It's all right.
Did he say he's tired of moving it?
Yeah, well, I gotta talk to Rose. We'll find out what's going on.
But do notice that Lori said, you might not have heard her, that we could use some people to get the
Bust down the cardboard.
pantry stuff out of the practitioner room and put it back where it belongs.
And bust down the cardboard boxes. Max, are you volunteering to take the cardboard to recycle?
Yeah, I can do that. I've got a baseball game to go to.
Okay.
Priorities.
We have a Crabs fan in the audience.
A lot of business to attend to.
This month's theme is Holy Boldness. Last month's theme had to do with growth, and I had something unsettling happen. I got measured last month, and I'm 5'10", and I used to be 6 feet. And I went from 6 to 5'11 to 5'10", and I don't like this trend. And I called the doctor trying to make an appointment about this, and he said, Rick, you're aging, it's normal. I have people with real sicknesses to deal with. You'll just have to be a little patient.
So funny.
Okay, we're going to have a moment of peace with Scott Q. Marcus and Jackson Eldridge.
Good to see you. So the moment of peace used to be called the contemplative meditation for people who are just joining us, and hi Zoomers if you're joining us on Zoom, is one of the practitioners, I'm one of the practitioners, will read something that is hopefully inspirational, motivational, and then we will take a minute to think about it, meditate on it, and then Jackson will bring us out with music, and then in the end I will close this moment with a treatment, which is a science of mind affirmative prayer, and then we'll turn it over to Angelica, who will lead the rest of the service. So I thought, what would be something inspirational after the Twice Nice Sale and all the people working, and I thought we would speak on the spirituality and goodness of ibuprofen. Instead, what I did is I wrote this, and it'll take about 3-4 minutes for me to read it, but I hope you find a sense of peace and positivity in it, and then we'll meditate on it. As of today, there are 7,951,000,000 souls sharing this small blue water-covered rock as it traverses its solar orbit at 67,000 miles per hour. I know undoubtedly that these individuals are of all ages, unlimited principles, and an unfathomable range of colors, shapes, and sizes. I know that there are countless other life forms to whom Earth is also home. I know that we all arrived from the same source and that we're all going to end up in the same place. It is only the paths we take which differ. I believe that each and every life is connected to each other via a greater, unseen, yet still very existent domain of energy in which we are all interlocked and inseparable. Some might call it God, or universe, or spirit. It matters not its name. Too often we fight over what to call it while missing its main concepts. I furthermore believe that science and spirituality are not mutually exclusive, rather they complement each other. I believe that Mother Earth, Gaia, herself is also a sentient entity, interwoven with and through all life, and together we and she influence each other. We are yet too underdeveloped to understand completely that relationship, and cannot do so any more than a bacterium living in my gut can have a concept that its survival depends on another living being of which it is oblivious. I know that when one pitches a rock into the ocean, the sea level must indeed rise to accommodate the increase in volume. Yet I concede that it is such an insignificant amount compared to the ocean's vast expanse that it's beneath our ability to gauge that increase. In that same manner, I trust that since we are all integrated with Gaia and each other and Spirit, that any actions in which we engage not only affect us, but every other living being, as well as this planet, even if we cannot perceive that impact. I am convinced that every being aspires to a fulfilling, satisfying, healthy, prosperous life in whatever definition those are for that individual. I believe that despite sad evidence appearing contrary, such as screaming at each other over politics, when left to our natural tendencies, humans are beings of boundless love and talent who seek out methods to support rather than harm each other, a trait desperately needed right now. I know and believe that we all love deeply and care about our families, friends, and others, and we're all doing as well as we can with what we have, muddling through life one step at a time, attempting to navigate the best way forward. Because I know these facts and I have these values, I know we will emerge from this dark period into a future where we live in harmony with our inner desires, our neighbors of all species on this planet, and even that life source from Mother Earth and beyond. I still hang tight to an image when the norm is compassion and kindness, and the concept of might makes right is equated with outdated notions akin to stoning witches and sacrificing virgins. I believe that this will happen someday. I believe that each deed, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant during this period of upheaval, is therefore affecting that outcome, even as I write this. I believe thoughts lead to actions, and every action makes a difference. Understanding all of this, I know that this better world surrounds us right now as we seek it out and share it. And I invite you for the next minute to contemplate what that world is, to picture it here, and to embrace that image.
We are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in that harmony we can live in unity, and peace will come. For we are
I know, I believe, and I am grateful for the fact that there is no separation. Any concept of division or difference between us is merely an illusion. Instead, we are one dancing, joyful energy that goes through the universe together, influencing, helping, and supporting each other. I know this as a fact. And I know that the universe responds to our thoughts as simply by saying, yes, indeed, whatever you want. So knowing all of this, I see a world where we gather together in peace and in unity and in support, and we see in each other's eyes the same love that we feel for the rest of our family because we are all one family. And as I picture this world, and as I know it is merely a matter of time before we see it in this physical plane, I am filled with gratitude and joy. And I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that they're already happening, and all I have to do is open my arms, embrace them, and accept them. And for that I am grateful. And I say, and so it is.
We are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in that unity we can live in harmony and peace will come. For we are
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you for sharing that moment. And now, Reverend Angelica.
Thank you.
In case you need this.
Oh, thanks. That was a good moment of peace, Scott and Jackson. Thank you very much. So, as we heard earlier from Rick, our monthly theme is Holy Boldness, and I really like this theme. Today's talk is called Living Fully. So in this idea of holy boldness, it seems to me that that holy boldness is a fire within us that focuses us or propels us out to action in the world. And it also confirms for me that anything is possible when we align with our true selves. And our true selves is the divine. You know, somebody at the Twice Nice Sale was asking us, what do we believe? And I was sharing with them my shortened version, which is two tenets, basically. One is all there is God, and God is but a short form word for something that is unnameable. It's a divine energy that fills up the universe, that becomes the source and the substance of absolutely everything that there is. I mean, this is God. This is God. Everything that we could possibly see or experience is the divine, or first cause, or the one, or whatever your name is for this idea of God. The second tenet is it's done unto us as we believe. And Jesus taught us that, Buddha taught us that, many of the other great saints and sages in our history have taught us that. It's done unto us as we believe. So when we're studying this teaching, the science of mind, what we realize is that we're being called to nurture a deeper relationship with that oneness. We're being called to develop a sacred relationship with absolutely everything. I remember one time I was listening to a talk, and on the talk they said that, some people might be home and they might not feel very good or be upset about something that's happening in their life. And they can use their house as an expression of the divine. And because everything is the divine. And I thought about that one day as I was walking from one room to another after having an interesting, that means I hope I live through this, interesting phone conversation, and I put my hand on the, whatever you call the thing that,
Jam.
the what?
The door jam?
The door jam, yeah, whatever. And I thought, okay, universe, I'm ready for some strength here, some support, some whatever. And I really felt it. It was like, wow, it's true. Everything, absolutely everything, whether we consider it animate or inanimate, it's all made of this divine energy. And this divine energy is right here going, let me serve you. What do you want? Ask me, talk to me, honor me. Let me love you. This idea of let me love you is really important. I think that we're taught in our various faith traditions as children that we have to love God with all our soul, with all our might, with all our being. But we're never taught really to realize that the divine is loving us all the time, and we need to open up to accept it, and accept it in all the ways that it can come to us. I got home from the Alaskan trip, and before I went to Alaska, for those of you who don't know, I love roses. I have 17 rose bushes in a line in my front yard. And they had a few buds on them, but there were no flowers. I got home 2 weeks later, and it was like my whole garden had exploded. I mean, the colors of all the different roses that were blooming. I'm thinking, oh, wow. I need to get my scissors and cut some and put them in the house and bring them to church or whatever. But it was like the universe went, you're home, right? So the science of mind teaches us that as we nurture this presence within, we do develop a sacred relationship with spirit. The more we nurture it, the deeper our relationship becomes, and our intuition becomes heightened. Have you ever thought about that? Your intuition to me is like a translating device for the divine, right? I know that everybody has had an experience of the phone ringing and we go, oh, that's Aunt so-and-so. And you pick it up, and instead of going, oh, hi, Auntie, you go, hello? And then you hear that it's Auntie, and you think, oh, I should have just said that. We know what's happening. I've had experiences in my life. In fact, I ended up in a pretty serious car accident years and years ago because I didn't pay attention. I had gone from my work to the post office, and then I'm driving up this street, and I'm at a red light, and there's this voice in my head that's saying, turn left here. And I'm thinking, I don't have to go to the store or anything like that. I'm not going to turn left. I'm going home. Turn left here. I don't have to. Why? I mean, I just kept hearing, and the voice didn't go, turn left here. It just went very clearly, turn left here. No emotion in it. And I did not. And as I went through the light turned green, as I went through, there's a bank on this corner over here, an alley in back of the bank, and a car came out of the alley and hit my car. A Cadillac hit a Volkswagen. I was driving the Volkswagen. And I thought, I'm going to start paying attention. Because what a way to learn, right? What a way to learn. So when our intuition gets heightened, our confidence expands, we can always tap into this amazing experience or expression that we call the divine. What we do is we have to trust. We have to trust that it's there for us all the time. And I love the word trust. I like making acronyms out of words. So trust means totally relying upon Spirit's timing. Totally relying upon Spirit's timing. So I have 3 ideas on how we can move into this place where we can trust more, where we can develop this sacred relationship more. And the first one is fired up and ready to go. We have to be fired up and ready to go. President Obama adopted this chant, which was actually by Edith Childs, in his 2016 campaign that that exclaimed, "Fired up, ready to go." And he would have everybody in the room chant it with him. And he said in one of his speeches, "One voice can change the room. If you can change the room, you can change a city. If you can change a city, you can change a state. If you can change a state, you can change a nation. If you can change a nation, you can change the world." So let's try this for just a minute. Let's say this fired up, ready to go with as much emotion as you can. But first, before we do it, I want you to think of some passion project that you might have in your mind that you either have started and haven't finished, or something that really lightens up your heart and makes you want to do things. Think about that for a moment. And now let's say, "Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go." Can you feel the change in the energy in your body as well as in the room as you're saying that? Okay, so if we can change the world, then we have to stop being afraid. Do you know that second principle of the science of mind, my second principle, it's done unto you as you believe. Right now, everybody's getting together believing that all shit is happening in Washington, D.C. We believe that we're going to hell in a handbasket, they might say, if we don't, get our stuff together. And, I watch the news one day a week only, because the news doesn't have anything good to say. It only, expands things that are going on and makes them sound even worse. In fact, one of the things I really got, this is a little off where I'm going, but yesterday, we're selling all this stuff that's in these different rooms, right? And I was sitting looking at people going around the room, and one of the persons picked up something and they said, "Oh, my mother used to have something like this." And suddenly this whole train of thoughts started going in my mind. And I looked at every single thing that was in there, and I thought about all the clothes that were in here, etc. And every single one of those things is imbued with memory. Everything was imbued with memory. And in fact, those memories, that person that said, "Oh, my mother used to have one of these," probably, maybe it was, I don't remember what she picked up, but maybe it was a gravy boat, and she remembered Thanksgivings with the family. Now, some Thanksgivings are really pleasant, and some are not. In my family, my parents started drinking really early in the morning, and so by the time we got to dinner, there was usually arguing going on. So it wasn't really that good a memory. But as I've gotten older, and I've thought about that sort of a memory, and then I talked to my brothers and sister, we have a monthly Zoom call, and I mentioned this one time, and my brother goes, "That never happened." And my sister's going, "Yes, it did." And my brother goes, "Where was I?" My little brother, "Where was I?" And I realized everybody's writing their own story about what's happening in the world. Everybody's writing our own story according to our own perceptions and our own beliefs and things that we've been taught. And we're putting it out there, and those that think this way gather together, and those that think this way gather together, and some people, get people to buy into their stories, etc. So then they've got a little group. There is no one story. We're all making it up. So if we are all making up, why not make it up to the way we want it to be? Like Scott said in his contemplative or moment of peace, and like Susan said in this morning's meditation. Why not make it up? Instead of going, "Oh my God, this is so awful. Everything's happening. I'm so afraid about what's going to happen." Why don't we go, that's not the truth. That's not real. Not in my reality. Or what did they used to say a while ago, a couple years ago? Not my circus, not my monkeys. Remember that one? So, when we start to believe that we can change the world, and whose world are we changing? Our own. Then we stop being afraid, and we become willing and more accepting and ready to do whatever needs to be done. So fired up, ready to go was the first one. My second one was vulnerable and open. And I was thinking this morning that when we really think about living fully, we think of being action-oriented. We think about being engaged. We think about being in motion. However, a key quality to spiritual work is the act of being vulnerable. And now vulnerable is a really interesting word. Many of us feel vulnerable because of what's happening in the world today. We're not sure about what our life is going to look like next year, much less 5 years from now. We feel vulnerable, and in that vulnerability, there is fear. And yet there's also the idea of vulnerable that doesn't mean weakness. It means we're open to learning. We're open to healing. We're open to experiencing more of what we would rather experience. So for me, in a way, vulnerability is no longer fear-filled. It is now a great strength. Because when I'm vulnerable, what it really means is that I'm surrendering what I think I know. I'm surrendering the stories. And I'm starting to look at new stories. How do I want it to be? And not only am I surrendering to what I think I know, I also am opening up to make more space. And what are we opening up to make more space for? Well, when you really think about it and you look at the Bible, for instance, one of the major tenets is that God is love. Love. Not fear, not hatred, not betrayal or anger or any of those things, but love. And so we're opening ourselves up to experience more love. And to me, this is really holy boldness. To go against the grain of what everyone else thinks and be open to knowing that the truth is love. It's absolutely love. My third one is recognizing the power of our minds. This is what we teach the most here. You do not know how powerful you are right now. None of us do. But we're more powerful than we think we are. In the opening verses of the Dhammapada, the spoken words of the Buddha, he clearly sets out the primacy of mind in our experience of reality. And this is what he said: mind is the forerunner of all actions. All deeds are led by mind, created by mind. If one speaks or acts with a corrupt mind, suffering follows, as the wheel follows the hoof of an ox pulling a cart. Mind is the forerunner of all actions. All deeds are led by mind, created by mind. If one speaks or acts with a serene mind, happiness follows, as surely as one's shadow. So to live fully, we have to begin to use our minds more than we have before. Instead of allowing ourselves to be sucked into the stories that the world, not the universe, but the world wants us to believe in, we have to almost like stamp our foot. In fact, I can remember my Hawaiian teacher saying, "Pa'aipono," which means standing in the truth. And it doesn't really work unless you stamp your foot for some reason. So pa'aipono, standing in the truth. We're creating a new way to live fear-free. Dr. Holmes, the founder of the Science Mind, says, not only must we have complete faith in spirit and its ability to know and to do, but we must have complete confidence in our approach to it. We must not be lukewarm in our conviction. We must know that we know. So my invitation for everybody this week is to start paying attention. Start listening to what you're actually thinking about. You know, this is going on 24 hours a day. What's it saying to you? What's it trying to get you to believe? It's buying into things it hears on the radio or that our parents said to us when we were a little kid or that we see on TV or that our best friend tells us. It's buying into all this stuff. But you know, the truth is we have to make up our own minds as to what is right for us. And for me, what is right is the idea of living in love as love. Dr. Holmes says there's only one life. That life is God's life, that life is perfect, and that life is the life we are living right now. And so let's do that. Definitely. Let's see what our affirmation is for today. Which one is the... Which one do I push? Forward. It's not working.
It's not pointing at it.
Oh, you pointed Mark.
Yeah. Oh, wait, we missed one. There we go. All right, our affirmation today, let's say this together, and then I'll go into a spiritual mind treatment. With spirit, all things are possible. I boldly step into my highest good, moving forward one step at a time. All right, so let's close our eyes. Take a breath. And allow ourselves to remember what I ended this talk with. There is only one life. That life is divine life. That life is absolutely perfect. And that life is the life that we are living right here and right now. And so I celebrate this life, knowing that I am making it perfect. I am making it the way I want it to be. And so today, this morning, I choose to remember how powerful my mind is and how I desire, how my whole being really desires to live in love. And so with this unconditionally loving power, I declare right now that absolutely anything in my life that has been in discord, I now breathe into it and see harmony. And I trust that harmony reigns now. Whether it's in health or my finances or my work or my relationships, the truth of me is I am now a living representative of love. And I know that I see love absolutely everywhere. And because I'm loving, I attract love. And so I accept love as it comes into me. And it is a good thing, a very good thing. And right now I declare that I am no longer mesmerized by the stories that are out there that are not of the highest good. Regardless of who it is or what it's about, I know that there's something much greater going on that I could possibly ever imagine. And I declare that greater thing good. I declare that greater thing an expression of love. And the whole universe rushes forward to make this our reality. Each one of us individually, the whole universe is within us and around us, and we're breathing it in and we're seeing it everywhere. Everything is divine. So I know for this week we allow ourselves to play the game of seeing everything divine. Seeing God or first cause or the one or holy boldness and absolutely everything. And we feel that love. We feel that divine presence as it moves through every cell and atom of our body, as we walk through it. as we breathe it in, there's only one life. That life is divine life. That life in truth is absolutely perfect. So we allow ourselves to feel and express the perfection, because this is the life that we're living right now. So with a grateful heart, knowing these things have been spoken into an infinitely intelligent law that knows exactly how to make things so, we release these words. And so it is. I love it when you play behind the treatment. It sounds so good. Just flows so well. All right. So we have a wonderful musician this morning, Miss Anna Hamilton.
Thank you, guys. You volunteers, you were so cool. You were just the greatest, man. What an incredible experience.
You made me think of something.
Oh, good. I'm glad I could help.
If Brian said Rose was going to come in towards the end of the service. Yes. And if we see her, whether it's she comes in here or in there, I got to tell you that Rose and Catherine were the chairs of the Twice Nice Sale. Both of them did a lot of work, but Catherine got sick, so then Rose had to do even more. So I want us to give her a standing ovation or something
She was
when.
here every square minute.
Yep, I want us to really appreciate her when we see her. Okay?
And Anna was a great organizer.
Yeah,
I know.
definitely.
Hey, I just cracked the whip. Oh, no. You know, I can just push a broom better than anybody. That's my only virtue here. Hey, listen, when I was little, I used to, 5 years old, I got a transistor radio, and I would turn it until I found something I really dug. And what I ended up listening to all the time was this gospel station. I'm 5, I don't know. I just tuned it in when I hear the sound. And it was mostly Mahalia Jackson on this crazy black station out of L.A. So that's where I got my idea what singing should be. And so I'm going to honor Mahalia today, and I'm going to use the old language of the quote-unquote Negro spiritual, and the language that was common to that time. It's transcendent. It's telling us to transcend our moment, to hold our, and this is, the emotions are going up and down and up and down. Well, you're supposed to just hold through that. Don't be yanked around by your feelings all the time. And yeah, right. So, but this is what she was saying. How about 2 bars of G for nothing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can't hurry, my God. No, no, you just gotta wait. You gotta trust him and give him time. No matter how long it takes. He's a God, you just can't hurry. But he'll be there, don't you worry. Well, it may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. Oh, brother, Job was sick so long, till the flesh fall from his bones. Well, his wife and all his children, all everything he had was gone. So won't you take this affliction is upon me? I know you come and see about me. Well, it may not come when you want it, but it's right on time, yeah. Oh, it's the Alpha and the Omega. It's a thing that John called Jesus. It's a higher power alone. Oh, it's mighty and it's strong. With his power all in myself, I don't need nothing else. Well, it may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. Here, this is the chorus. You him and give him time. No matter how long it takes, well, there's a God you just can't hurry. Oh, he'll be there. Don't you worry. Oh, they may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. All right. But some say it's coming in the morning. Oh, it's gonna make the jury by train. Some say it's riding on a chariot. Oh, shaped like an angel's wing. Well, I don't know when it's coming, but don't you let it catch you with your work undone. It may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. Yeah. Oh, one more time, I say to you, can't hurry, my God. Oh, Lord, I just gotta wait. You gotta trust him and give him time. Oh, no matter how long it takes, well, there's a God you just can't hurry. But he'll be there, don't you worry. Well, it may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. Here we go, yeah. Well, it may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. That's the old language, but it's the new spirit. There you go.
Yep, definitely.
I'll be playing Thursday at the Speakeasy in Eureka, Southern Tennessee.
At where? Where's that? Oh, okay. This Thursday? Okay, all right. How do I get that? Why doesn't it work? No, we don't want that one. Yeah, no, the one before that. There we go. All right, it's time for our offering. So we have two people, very good. And let's say this together. I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses the sinner, all in it and beyond, and so it is.
Angelica.
You're imagining it. I am. You're creating your own story.
I smell roses. Oh, good. She smells roses.
All right, so we bless these offerings, knowing that they're given with the heart of love, they're accepted with the heart of love, they're coming into this center to help our community grow, and it is a good thing, a very good thing. This growth continues in a cyclical manner for the center, for us, for everyone. And so it is. All right, who would like to do the statement of inclusion? I'm going to let you move there we go. Who would like to read our community statement of inclusion? Today. Okay.
Huh?
You wanted a
I
newbie?
will go away if somebody new wants to do it.
Oh, okay. So you have to introduce yourself.
Okay.
And here it is right here, so you don't have to look at this.
Hi, I'm Josie. Hi.
Hi, we're going to all say this line together, but you get to read down to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Hi.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to see everyone. Oh, thank you. There is a fairy festival in Arcata later this afternoon, if everyone.
Oh, it's today?
It is today. Okay. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community, hey, thanks, that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remain learners and listeners so we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. And
We know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well. And thank you for your boldness.
thank you.
So, did anybody find any treasures over our Twice Nice?
I got some.
Please stand and show what you have.
Ah, all right.
Earrings, excellent. Josie's house had
That's great.
had her interior delivered. Earrings.
Big stuff.
I have a beautiful bracelet that is my color palette.
Nice.
I have a new recliner. I've had that all
Wonderful. Good job.
How firm a foundation.
Very good, very good. Thank you all for your support. And raise your hand if you got something, helped with anything, or yes, raise your hand if you helped or bought something at Twice Nice. Very good. And I know there's 52 people home resting today, so we're talking to you. Thank you, Zoomers. I know you had your hands up out there. Please stand and join me now in the peace song. Another thing that happened is that I learned I have a trigger finger right now. So when I say yes and my finger gets stuck, I'm saying I love you. So I don't know what's up with that. Because it
Or it's
gets
the
stuck.
shaka sign.
Yeah. Oh, I could do that. Here we go. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, love We have food in the fellowship hall. Please join us.